In this forecast, we have a huge tropics update, including one little sneaky area of development that is currently just east of the Windward Islands. This could pose a huge problem to the United States if it's able to develop. Our full tropics update begins now. Hey everybody, welcome back to another max velocity weather forecast, and today what we're going over is 3 areas of development in the Atlantic Ocean, which one going towards the Lesser Antilles has a possibility to become our first hurricane of the season. I'm going to give you the latest breakdown in each individual system and kind of give you a breakdown what to expect. Let's first begin from east to west. We'll go with the eastern system first. This is one that's actually going to be coming off the Africa coastline over the next several days. It is currently centered just about here. It'll be going into this yellow shaded region. That is our area of development within the next 5 days. It currently has a 20% chance of developing as it moves off to the west. It is expected to be a slow development system, so if anything, it might become a tropical depression or a very low-end tropical storm, if that, by maybe the day 5 or day 6. So basically, we're talking maybe next week we might see this develop into something, but as of right now, seems to be a fairly low chance. There is another system that is a very small yellow X. You can kind of see it on your screen. That was our area of development prior to this one. This is the one that we've been watching for the last couple of days. It now has a near 0% chance of developing, and that is just due to a load of shear currently out in front of it. There's just no really favorable environment that this can be running into, at least within the next 5 days. There is a possibility that this does develop, though, once it starts to maybe track over this direction. That might be something to watch, but as of right now, seems to still be a low chance as of now. Now, the biggest system that I was mentioning before that has the best chance of development within at least the next 5 to 10 days is likely going to be this system. There is currently some shower and storm activity a couple hundred miles to the east of the Windward Islands. This is an area to watch very closely, though. It does have only a 20% chance of developing right now. That may increase, though. Computer models are going insane with this system right now, potentially bringing it to maybe a tropical storm or even a hurricane as it starts to move into areas like the Caribbean and potentially even towards the United States. I'll kind of give you a guide on the track here in just a second, but at least within the next 5 days, it may have an area development here. That would basically just be south of the Greater Antilles, and then from there, I'll kind of give you a breakdown of where this could go. Here's a look at the infrared imagery as of right now. That does include our one area of development that has now a near 0% chance of developing, disorganized showers and storms. Back down to the southwest of that, again, a couple hundred miles away from the Windward Islands, this is an area to watch more closely for. That may be able to become organized as it moves off to the west and west-northwest towards areas like the Lesser Antilles and potentially the Caribbean Sea. Let's take a look at 2 different computer models, beginning with the GFS model, which has been favoring the most maybe some sort of tropical storm or hurricane potentially developing. Let's go ahead and start with Saturday into Sunday. You can start to see your little system, again, that is your thunderstorm activity, begin to organize more as it enters the Caribbean Sea. Again, you can kind of see 1,000 millibars. That's pretty much tropical storm level, so definitely something to keep in mind very closely here. Eventually going into midweek, about Wednesday or so, it rapidly strengthens into a Category 1, possibly a hurricane. And again, this is just a computer model. This is not an official forecast. Just keep that in mind. It's a possibility. It's just like a scenario. Eventually going, though, through Wednesday into Thursday, it goes through the Greater Antilles. By about Friday, it starts to move into the Gulf of Mexico. You can see the GFS model just goes insane with this to a Category 4 or 5 hurricane. I think the chances of this are still extremely, extremely low. I don't think this specific scenario will happen. I think there's a middle ground, though. Here's a look at the European model. This one's showing basically no development, and that would be because of the increased amount of shear, along with the potential for upper-level winds being a lot stronger, being able to rip apart any sort of development. Here's a look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Your little low-pressure system that it's indicative on the European model is basically off your screen. It's along South America. So if this scenario happens, it likely would not develop into anything. It might just be a little low-pressure system that might bring some rain to South America. Beyond that, though, that's it. I mean, the European model is not showing anything. So which scenario is more likely to happen? I don't think either happen. I think we see something in the middle, and I think something does develop here, maybe a tropical storm or something like that, but I don't think it's going to get to a major hurricane level unless it goes in the exact direction that the GFS model is showing, and as well as the exact timing, which again, looking at this as it's 250 hours out, it's very difficult to say that, but with at least within reason, about 150 hours out or so, it brings it to at least a tropical storm, if not maybe a low-end hurricane. So it might be something to watch closely. Again, it's only a 20% chance of developing, but we will definitely be watching this very closely for you here on the Max Velocity YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, like the video if you've not already. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting and All Dense Repair.